Alright guys, I am back. I'm gonna change my lights. I have Indy asking me, he's like, oh, the next one's replay too. It's because I was like, no, this is only replay because Spirit was double scheduled. He has to play, and some people will obviously come in the chat and be like, oh, Spirit is playing in the OCC, how is he playing here? But I obviously told you guys now a couple times, it's very important for me to be transparent about everything, and I never want to be excited if I already know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, other than the fact that pretty good games, apparently. So I'm going to ask Indy if he is good to go. Yeah, this was a one time, and this problem only appeared today at like 4 p.m. So it was too late to replace, or well, I could have replaced, but then I would have to trouble BASILISK guys about making a new graphic and whatnot. So I was like, let's just roll with it. And I did promise Spirit that he could play today, but it was all a bit frustrating. But yeah, sometimes this happens when you try to organize StarCraft tournaments. It's obviously not the end of the world. Like, the games are 1 hour old. Nobody knows the outcome. But I just like joining the lobbies and like the feeling of it truly being live. But it's all good. Let's go ahead and hop into the co-main event of the evening. The very first one of the year 2023 BASILISK Big Brain Bouts.
Let's get it on. Round 1. Fight.
In the bottom left side, we're looking at the main base of the man who's scheduled to himself to play in 2 tournaments at the exact same time, which is impressive in the year 2023. But he did it. It's the Polish Terran representing Kaisi Gaming. It's Spirit. In before we have 3 5-minute games, and he wins 3 times with 1 base all in. He's like, it's pretty good, right? It's like, no. We are playing on the new maps, but the old patch. In the top right side of Ancient Cisteron, we're looking at the main base of the Flying Dutchman himself. He is, of course, representing the Shopify Rebellion. He's everyone's favorite Kevin from the Netherlands. It's Harstem. I know Harstem recently was on a 1 or 2 week holiday in Korea, so he definitely took some proper time off to enjoy himself a little bit away from the game. He took a couple of beautiful wedding pictures. Well, it wasn't really his wedding, but you know, they were dressed up in their wedding outfits. I saw it on Instagram. It all looked very wholesome and nice and pretty. But he's back in the Netherlands, and I think he's ready to make the very best of the year 2023 as a gamer, content creator, and all the other things that you guys love him for. Last year, he was one of the casters for Katowice. So I wonder if he's going to be there again this year. I think he did a great job. Hello, Graf. Thank you so much for the sub. Graf took 35 points of me yesterday by cannon rushing me. Why doesn't Harstem stream on Twitch anymore? He does actually still stream on Twitch. But I think every Tuesday he streams on YouTube. I think every other day he still streams on Twitch. He was just gone for 2 weeks because he had a holiday. I know it's hard to imagine, guys, but sometimes even the streamers that stream each and every single day of the year, they like to take some time away from the computer and they do other things in life. But he does not stream crazy much on Twitch, I'll give you that. It's just that his YouTube does incredibly well, and he probably feels that focusing on YouTube is a lot better for his career than focusing on Twitch. But he definitely still streams on Twitch. I know that for a fact. It is Twilight Council first over here for the captain, and the Reaper is going to scout the fact that it's Twilight Council first. Can the Reaper get out? No. Oh! Not like that. Not like that.
First blood.
Some big brain plays already, guys. Pretty good games. Hops into his own grenade. We are a little bit ahead of schedule. And I told Australia and MaxPax to get ready at 9. So if we would finish way before 9, there is a chance that we have to wait a little bit. I cannot blame them for that because I told them 9. But I think both Australia and MaxPax are pretty much always ready to play video games. It's a very quick Dark Shrine here in game 1. I did not expect that. I don't know if that's related to the map or not. I don't know how many games these guys have played on the new maps. I'm sure they've played a couple. Up. One more hit. Okay, it's a little trade. 1 adapt for 2 Marines. It's about even. Cloak Banshees against DTs in the very first game. The main reason I didn't want to play these games on the new patch, guys, is because I have the feeling a lot of things are still going to change, and if it does turn out that a couple of the changes at the moment are not really working out, I feel like it's kind of unfair that these guys play a series for $125 where maybe one race is heavily favored over the other. We know that the balance in this patch is good, so that's why I just stuck with this patch. But I do love new maps, and I want to see the new maps. Roddy, how's your mood today? I think my mood is fantastic, mate. I feel like I've been a very happy individual, but how do you think my mood is today, Mind Spirit? And how is your mood? Thank you for asking. First Cloak Banshee is leaving the main base of Spirit. And the War Prism that is going to be able to warp in a couple of DTs is flying towards the main base. We do have one turret going up, guys. That is big. Spirit will at least have one base with a missile turret. And look great. This is sweet. Everyone's so sweet to me. Harstem has 3 Dark Templars, but all 3 of them are running into the natural. Hey, that's painful, guys. That is painful. We have 0 observers, by the way. There is a missile turret. Harstem is able to save all 3 DTs. But now there is a Cloak Banshee flying into his natural. He does not have an observer. So this Banshee will strike first. And this is obviously not a great start for the Protoss. That is 5 workers falling rather quickly. How much will these DTs be able to get done? There is no missile turret in the main base. Okay, the Dark Templars also swiping up a lot of SCVs. Scan goes down. Nice pickup by the captain. Very, very solid pickup. Yeah, Banshee number 1 is dealing damage. Helene is dealing damage. Banshee number 2 is probably going to show up. It's a bad day to be a worker by the looks of it. Ooh, tank friendly fire. Nope. DT in the dead zone, but it's still in range of the market. Aye, Captain, that's risky, but okay. He saves the War Prism, still saves all 3 Dark Templars. I agree, Lambo. I agree. This right here, guys, is a good game. Okay, it's a pretty good game. One guy has invisible stuff. The other guy has invisible stuff. Spirit wasn't lying. Some pretty good games over here. I gotta say, it would display a lot of character if he does end up losing this series in a nail-biter 2-3. And the game's already good. And then he just wrote pretty good games. That would honestly show a lot of character. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I hope it happens. This pesky Hellion finally gets picked off, but I have the feeling that the Hellion ended up with like 4 or 5 kills, so that's pretty good. Cuckoo said he put everything on Spirit. Yeah. If I was predicting with channel points, I would have probably done the same thing. I haven't seen too many pro gamers that are like, you know what, pretty good games. Ooh, that War Prism is low on HP, so Harstem has to be very careful. Archon gets 1 hit up. That's risky. No, unload. Okay, one of the Archons died. Ah, the captain. I feel like we could have seen that one coming from a mile away. And immediately, Spirit is going to pick up a medevac with 8 Marines and is going to fly it outside towards the bottom right side, maybe towards the third of Harstem. Harstem has a lot of gateways, no forge. 1 Banshee still going to be annoying. We have 2 Stalkers here and an Observer. Losing an Archon inside of a War Prism is obviously a big deal. I feel like the Stalkers, this is a great map for Stalkers to kite, by the way. I can guarantee you guys that Big Gabe is not gonna like this map. Ooh, that's, I think, painful. Charge not done yet. Zealots without charge are so stupid. They're so slow. They struggle with everything. 1 Zealot at a time. No, 2 Zealots at a time. Shield battery out of energy. Wouldn't hate overcharge there, but Harstem wants to save it. And this is a lot of fire running to the other side of the map. More Stalkers falling. I think Harstem really is in some trouble. Needs to clean up this drop at least so he can focus on the main army. We'll take care of this. And now he can send everything towards the front because the entire army of Spirit is here. And since there are a couple of tanks in the mix, it's very hard for Stalkers to think about blinking forward and getting in a good position. Like this kind of stuff, by the way, like imagine if you still have that Prism alive, right? And you can just wipe in a couple Zealots on the bottom side of the map, but that doesn't matter. Harstem is going to send it. He has Zealots, he has 1 Archon, and the Stalkers will take care of the tanks. And not too bad of a fight for the captain. A couple of extra Zealots going to show up. And Harstem is actually going to wipe the floor here with the army of Spirit. Spirit left 2 Widow Mines behind in the center of the map. 9 minutes in, it's not a great spot for the Protoss when you still don't have a single upgrade and you don't have Colossus or Disruptors, but obviously 65 workers against 61 is that's pretty doable. First Ghost already on the way for Spirit. I like how you guys are getting so invested in trying to predict the storyline, because we know it's pretty good games. I like all the different theories that are currently being thrown out in the chat, guys. I can't believe it. Piotr really is special. I feel like he has to know that I don't want to know anything. Oh. He couldn't help himself, guys. Pretty good games. We have Prism number 2 with 3 Zealots inside of it, chilling on the left side of the map. As we are just working on increasing our bio army. Everything very standard in this game. We are just working on double Robo Colossus. Harstem is already getting Shadow Stride. I would say that's a little bit quicker than I would expect it, given how this game has played out so far, right? We've been on 3 bases for a long time. We've lost 19 probes and we got double Robo. I wouldn't necessarily expect Shadow Stride that early, but I like it. Roddy, what camera do you use? It's super clear. Thank you, mate. I use a Sony A7C. That is the one that I use. And my lens also has a name, but I'm an absolute pleb and I don't know the name of the lens. But I use a Sony A7C. Could be onto something, Spots. I already have a couple of guys lined up for the next edition of the Big Brain Bouts. If you guys are new to this, every single Friday we go live 6 p.m. Central European Time. And we play for $500 on a single day. I could spread this out over 5 days and give you guys a million games, but it's $500 for the players every single Friday. I think it's a really good deal for them, and I'm very, very happy I can run this event. As we have a couple of DTs running into the middle line. War Prism takes a lot of damage. War Prism will fall. That's not a good Prism, guys. Spirit, by the way, expanding to 4 bases on location is going to get punished by it. We've got a Nova in the mix as well. Harstem is, I think, starting to look pretty damn good here in Game 1. The upgrades are not fantastic, but double Robo, DTs with Blink. I think I like it. I think I like it for the captain. Holy crap, did you buy it new, Jesus? Yes, I did. But obviously that is a work expense for me, so it's a tiny bit of a tax write-off. It's not completely for free, but it makes sense to buy these things that you use each and every single day for your work, and you can expense it through your work. Some people are still surprised by this, but this is my full-time job, guys. I know a lot of other people still expect me to be a bartender on the Friday and Saturday night, but that's actually not the case. Every single day we go live on Twitch for a reason. 4 Ghosts with enhanced shockwaves. I'm gonna be able to, I think, blanket the majority of this Protoss army. Harstem is doing his best to keep track of it, and I think he's mostly looking for that one spot, that one opportunity to get a Disruptor in range and fire a Great Nova. Because one Great Nova is all he needs to win the fight. This Terran army has a lot more DPS and has a lot more potential, but all that Harstem needs is one proper Nova to connect him. The rest of the army shouldn't be too much of a problem for these 3 Colossus and all the Stalkers. I do think I would be a great bartender, by the way. If the Twitch thing ever does not work out, I think I'd be good in creating a fun, social environment on the Friday and Saturday nights. I'll be like the guy who does the shots in a fancy way, as these 2 armies are going to flirt with each other. Couple Novas fly forward. One good Nova there. The other one mostly a zoning Nova. Harstem's Colossus are in a bit of a pickle, but so far he saves all of them. Another Nova connects with a Marauder. A Ghost ran forward and killed the Colossus. You don't see that very often. 4 Liberators at a time, by the way. He's not wrong, guys. Pretty good game. Yes, our Canadian Protoss trigger is on Basilisk. And Basilisk is not done, guys. It's not going to be a 2 StarCraft organization team where it's just Roddy and Trigger. No, this is only the beginning. Because we have nice micro here by Spirit on his Marauders. Not too many Marauders left, but apparently more than enough to just stim forward and gun down every single Colossus. I almost have the feeling that if Harstem would have just stood there and fight with all his Stalkers and his Colossus, that would have gone okay. But his army was kind of split up, so now the Stalkers are a bit vulnerable at the bottom. He was finally able to warp in a couple of Zealots and push his army back, as at the same time Spirit has a couple of random bio units stimming into the 3rd base on the right side. Harstem is going to use a recall. Upgrades are so big, man. Like upgrades and EMPs. Even when it's only like 6 to 8 Marauders left, suddenly they steam forward and they take out all the robo units. And it's just because the Banshees were able to deal so much damage that it was not easy for Harstem to get great upgrades in this game. It probably was not his plan to be 2 upgrades down 15 minutes in, but this is kind of the way that the cookie crumbled. Liberators take a lot of damage, but both of them still alive. Finally, the Novas are going to push the bio away, which allows the Stalkers to kill the Lips, but these 2-2 Marauders, they slap. Finally, +2 armor finishes up for the Stalkers as well. Upgrades matter. Couple DTs looking for something at the bottom side of the map, but Planetary Fortress, Sensor Tower, Missile Turret makes it hard. What's the MMR, Guitar King? I think you're gonna have to show them a lot of promise. Nothing is impossible, mate. But Basilisk is not the kind of Battle.net clan where 17 people can just join and rock the tag all at the same time. But hey, never stop dreaming. Ooh, this HeroMarine! No! Okay, that could have been a lot worse, but still a pretty big shot. Couple of Liberators get picked off as well. I mean, he didn't lie, guys. This is a pretty good game. I mean, if you add another 1600 MMR to it, Guitar King, anything is possible. You go from 4-7 to 6-3 in the next 6 months, and maybe you end the year being on Basilisk. Who knows? If you're on my radar, that does help. Because one of the things that I will obviously do for Basilisk as well is keep my eyes open and at least advise them on who I think would be a great pickup. I am not the one who's in charge. I'm not the one who signs the checks, but I do have some saying, and I know that they care about my opinion. We have a lot of DTs getting on top of a Planetary Fortress at the bottom side of the map, and Harstem very casually snipes his PF, gets the missile turret as well. What is Basilisk precise? Basilisk is an esports orc, active in StarCraft and Valorant. Just like a lot of other esports orcs. That's what Basilisk is. Nothing else to it. Zealot, Stalkers and Disruptors in the center of the map. And one thing that is very important, guys, is don't call it Basilisk Esports. Don't call it Basilisk Gaming. It's just Basilisk. Ooh, so much bio. Oh my god, man. Imagine if you could send the Novas over there. One more Nova flies forward, blows up a ghost. DT still active in the bottom side of the map. Oh, that's a big one in the top side. A Spirit tried to flank with a couple of Marines and Marauders coming in from the top left. But Harstem saw it coming. He got ready for it. Still active with the DTs in the bottom side of the map. As we have 2 Liberators sieging up in the top side of the map. More Lips sieging up in the center as an EMP does land. Still 114 army supply for Spirit. I felt like he just lost a lot. But the DTs are on an absolute rampage. I mean, eventually we're going to have to take these guys serious. The Invisible Warrior has already won a couple of games. Liberator's not siege up yet. Are we going to blink Harstem? No, he does not want to blink. But what are we doing then? Okay, we're going to wait until we blink away. I don't think I would have hated a blink here and then just use the Novas to zone the bio away. But Harstem is playing it safe. He knows he's done a lot of economic damage, and he's right. Right when I say that, he walks up to a ramp where 3 Liberators are sieged up. That right there, my friends, is the caster curse. Yeah, Harstem knows obviously that time right now is on his side. All of his bases are still up and running. And he knows that Spirit really needs to get a big victory. Spirit is going to try to get that big victory. But the captain says, not today, my friend. Not in game 1 at least. As the Novas will find the connections that they are looking for. And Harstem's supply is low, but he's got money in the bank. He can do this for days. And Spirit cannot. GG gets called. And the captain takes the 1-0 lead in what I would qualify, guys, as a pretty good game. Pretty good game. I do not feel that we were being lied to. What is the length of remaining games? I don't look at that. I don't look at the length. I don't look obviously at the names. I don't look at the size of the replays. The funny thing is though, is that even though I really did not try to look at the size of Lambo Ratata, when Lambo sent me 5 replays 2 weeks ago, I wanted to grab the files, and while I do, my eyes just locked in on the size. I was like, oh my god, why did I see that? And I saw that game 4 and game 5 had the exact same size. I was like, oh my god, that means it's going to be a 3-1, damn it. But I was like, oh well. Maybe it's a coincidence, probably not. Then it was a coincidence. There were 2 unique games. It actually did go all 5 games. But they just had the exact same size. It was both like 85 KB or something, which is kind of funny. Yeah. And game 5 was a banger. It was very hard to call. Yeah, that was great. Now, I don't know anything about how long these games are, the size of the replays, nothing. I've done the best job in not spoiling myself, other than the fact that Spirit said the games are pretty good. But I could not avoid that message, because it was right above the replays I had to download. Alright, Indy is ready. I am ready. I hope you guys are having a fun Friday night so far. We have one more best of 5 after this, and I do think that is a banger. Arguably, and in my eyes, the 2 best Protoss players in the world outside of Korea. Max Angel versus MaxPax. Will the real Max please stand up? We're gonna roll with that today. I'm excited. It's gonna be good. Hey, we haven't seen this map yet. Let's go.
Round 2. Fight!
In the top right side of one of the 7 new maps that we will soon be playing on when somebody at Blizzard wakes up and knows that we are all waiting eagerly and with a lot of anticipation for the new map pool. This is Altitude. Top right side, Kaizi Gaming's Spirit. The Polish Terran, down 0-1. In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the Dutch captain himself. He is, of course, representing one of the finest organizations in StarCraft 2 esports at the moment. And I think we can all be very happy that those guys are around. Of course, the Shopify Rebellion. This is Harstem. No, Jared. There is a new map pool. The new map pool is convinced. It's just that a lot of us had hopes and dreams that it would be live yesterday. And it wasn't. So we are stuck on Waterfall and Inside and Out and Moondance for another day or 2. But the maps that we are watching tonight, that the guys are playing on at the moment, these are the 7 maps that will be introduced to the map pool soon. Hello, May. Speel je ook andere strategie games? Do I play any other strategy games? A little bit of Crossfire would be a correct answer. I play a tiny bit of Crossfire, but I am honest enough to say that I've pretty much only played Crossfire when I got paid to do so, when they were promote streams. But I do think Crossfire is pretty solid. It's not as good as StarCraft, but it's actually a pretty fun game. The problem is that there is not enough players. By the way, I have played this map and I didn't even know this was a thing. What is this? What is happening over here? Why is there so much water in the center of the map? I played on this map, guys. I actually played a game on this map. Oh yeah, you can... This is really weird, by the way. So there is a Zelnaga watchtower, a gold and a cooling tower. And you guys may wonder, where are you supposed to expand? So I believe the idea is that you knock down this tower, then the tower falls, it destroys the Zelnaga watchtower, and then you destroy the remaining parts of the cooling tower, and then you can take the gold. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it works. I am looking forward to seeing that in action. I have never seen that interaction or dynamic in the 12 years of StarCraft 2, but hey, it's a first for everything. Take that, Zerx. Hello, Mark. Yes, that is absolutely on purpose, Taba. We stream a bare minimum of 150 hours every single month. A lot of months it's very close to 200 hours. All of that is for free. Previous month we even ran 0 ads. This month we do run ads, but last month we ran 0 ads. Well, we ran ads when I was AFK, but the fact that the broadcasts are for subs, that is on purpose. It is my job, mate. But you don't have to worry about Big Brain Bouts. All of these games do get uploaded to the BASILISK YouTube channel. So if you guys ever cannot watch a Big Brain Bouts live, take a look at the BASILISK YouTube channel. I think I still have it on Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. I don't. But if someone would be kind enough to post the YouTube channel of BASILISK in the channel, then you can still watch all of these games back and you don't have to be a sub. Would obviously be very cool if you sub to the BASILISK YouTube channel, but... That's funny because Grubby went hard on ads last month and he's not doing ads this month. Yeah, I just didn't do it last month because I also had the Home Story Cup days and I didn't want to really run any ads at Home Story Cup. And I also think that the ads are good with the ads incentive, but without the ads incentive they're very bad. Well, the offers were the same, Scarlett. It was for me the exact same. December and January were pretty much the same when it came to the ads incentive. Let's talk more about that later, guys. Let's see if how many probes are gonna die. I will gladly answer all of that, because obviously I am gonna try to do what's best for everyone and myself. We're gonna live the Widowmine. This seems like really good defense so far, guys. As long as we have, yes, one more lift available. It's only 4 probes, 5 probes, 7 probes. It looked at first like this was going to be absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
Then it wasn't quite. I think that Harstem really wanted to make sure that the adepts wouldn't get blown up by the Widow Mines, and he wouldn't be in a scenario where he didn't have enough firepower to kill the Hellions. But I still think 7 probes for 4 Hellions, 2 Widow Mines, and 4 Marines is decent. The only thing that really should have happened is that this medevac should have died as well. If a medevac commits, it should always die. We have a Liberator right now ready to siege up in the main base. And even if you have Phoenixes, if all the Phoenixes are on the other side of the map, one Liberator has a lot of potential. As the Adepts are going to shade forward, they're going to try to get on top of the Marines. They get on top of a few. I mean, Cyclone should probably die. Mass Repair, though. Repair is good. Liberator in the main base, by the way. I think Harstem is paying attention. Yes, he is. But he still ends up losing a lot of probes. Why is he losing so many probes? 8. So I guess the response to the Liberator wasn't quite perfect. He's clearly focused on the Adepts and Phoenixes. Can we save that one Phoenix? No, we cannot. Hopefully we can save the other one. Not perfect micro there by the captain. It's kind of a massacre. Sloppy, messy game. 8 probes going down to that single lib makes all of this very acceptable, I think, for Spirit. If that didn't happen, Spirit would have been in trouble. But still not bad for Harstem. It's 3 bases set up fully, not fully saturated, but soon to be fully saturated, against the Terran that's left with literally 4 Marines in a bunker. No stim, no combat shield, no +1, no more Vikings and Cyclones. Yeah, I think it's okay for Harstem. So to cover your question earlier, Scarlett, Sasha, the offers were the exact same. If anything, December was even slightly worse. For December it was like 10 minutes, and for January it was 8 minutes. So it's not that I was like, oh, I skipped out on December and that was great, and now January is bad. Like, January, if anything, was a little bit better for me than December. And the regular ad revenue that I had right now without the ads incentive in December, it wasn't all that great. In the first 6 or 7 days of January, I think we already had more ad income than we had over the entire month of December, in which I streamed 155 hours or something. So the ad revenue was not that great in December. Ads incentive is better, at least for me. +1 armor finishing up. Robo, very important. We don't want to see this game spiral out of control. This seems like a great Phoenix map, by the way, in case there would be like an armory and cloak mines. Is where I was going with that. This map is big, by the way. Holy smoke. I know you guys said that green map is big, but isn't this map like way bigger? Yeah, I saw it, Mark. For me, they have been pretty good. They were better like 4 or 5 months ago, but they're still very good. I cannot complain. And I do not. This has to be the biggest map of the new map pool. This is an insanely big map. Oh, you need to be careful with your Phoenix. By the time that Cuckoo's 3-Rex makes it to the other side of the map, he's gonna run into a Colossus and Storm every single game. Cuckoo is gonna veto the hell out of this one, I know that much. Like, 3-Rex runs into Mothership Carrier Storm. He's like, what the hell? Protoss is broken. Wow, this is actually very cool. I wasn't even certain if you could be in the center as well. Phoenix is flying to a mine. I'm just kind of appreciating the map and trying to learn. I saw the announcement resonate. I have not seen the entire video yet, but I saw the first minute and a half. Because we've been busy with these games. But I'm super happy. SKillous is an incredibly sweet kid. Team Liquid has been fantastic to him. It's just really cool. It's obviously I knew about it for a long time. But it wasn't that easy to finalize it. I'm very happy it's finally done. This is a lot of zealots for the cowboy. 24 zealots, but yeah, it's kind of hard to find great engagements with 24 zealots. I have to admit, after Home Story Cup, my perspective on games like this has changed a little. Because there were multiple games with Australia and I think Showtime as well, where they were so zealot heavy, and SKillous too. And I'm like, that can't really work. That's too many zealots. But then it did work, so I think right now Harstem is in trouble. But at Home Story Cup, I was wrong a few times. Let's see if I'm wrong again or not. I know the zealot is good. A couple of zealots are still counterattacking. Phoenix is trying to lift the mines. Friendly fire. Harstem trying to drag the Widowmine shots above the Terran army. And 24 zealots is good. Again. Zealots. Guys. You know that meme with the guy with the afro? Zealots. That's just what it is. Apparently there's no such thing as too many zealots. It is sometimes hard to chase. Then you can see where you feel like I'm doing well, I'm doing well, I'm doing well. And suddenly you're like, oh my god, I'm not doing well. Because reinforcements have arrived from the other side. And Marauders stand in front and then getting healed by MaxPax. But yeah, that obviously worked out for Harstem. During all of that, he was harassing with zealots. He picked off a few additional SCVs, I think. Caused some lost mining time. Maybe a Mew or two. I'm still losing with Mass Zealot to Bio. I am very confident until the Terran army gets above like 80 or 90 army supply. Then I'm like, I'm in trouble with Zealots. Kill it. Kill the cooling tower. Show us. I need to see it. I've never seen this interaction. Scan goes down. A couple of Zealots are leading the army here for the captain. 4 or 5 Zealots getting picked off immediately. Charge is way too much to deal with, Sasha. I'm an F2A move kind of guy. I micro the hell out of my Phoenix. I think my Phoenix micro is good, but my Zealot micro, not too good. Marines here, very exposed by the way. That allows the Colossus to shoot at a couple Zealots coming in from the top side as well. But I think overall nice micro by Spirit, who's definitely making the best of a situation that could have been very gnarly. The Liberator's gonna show up. Can we get some justice?
Justice reigns from above.
Yes, we can. But the bio is very low, and the medevacs have worked overtime, so I don't think that Spirit can really stick around much longer, guys. I think it's time to go home. Even a couple of probes bringing over gas as well. They come in peace. Well, I thought the bio had to go home. I think the bio has to go home, and the bio truly had to go home. Spirit felt that he was ultra committed. There was no way to make something of this game otherwise. And just like that, the Cowboy takes a 2-0 lead in what I think we all would agree was a pretty good game. Okay. These games, once more for everybody that just joined, are not live. They have been played roughly an hour ago, 90 minutes ago. Spirit Harstem. I'm now gonna hop into game 3. Man, I actually really thought that Harstem was in trouble. Like, I know I was referring to the Home Story Cup games where I knew I was wrong. But I thought he was in trouble here again. I was like, man, with that many Zealots and that much bio, but the engagements of these guys are really good. Well done. Resume from replay and kill the tower. If this was the final series of the day, then we could have done that. But we still have Max Angel versus MaxPax to look forward to. The Battle of the Maxes. So we're not going to do that. I have not BO move. I always just kind of use that stuff by the time it's actually live. And if it's easy to use, I'll do it. I don't really stay up to date with all the little things. But I know that that man is a genius, so I'm very excited. Dum dum dum. Yeah, Mark, I actually watched your YouTube video of making BCs in every single game in this $400 tournament. I love how happy you are, Mark. It's actually like a night and day difference from the man who was grinding like 2-3 years ago. A happy Mark is a very pleasant man to watch. I actually enjoyed watching it. I did not watch the entirety of it because it was a pretty long one. But I loved it, and it legitimately made me feel good to see you do so well. And just be happy knowing that you're having fun.
Round 3. Fight.
In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of the man who is the reason for the fact that these games are not 100% live, because he is currently playing in the OSC tournament. I don't know how he's doing in that, but if you guys are watching, feel free to let me know. He's down 0-2, the Polish Terran player representing Kaisi Gaming. This is Spirit. I believe this is Spirit's third appearance in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. But I actually didn't double check that, guys. And I believe it's Harstem's second only, but I'm not sure about that. I know that this man defeated Trigger a while ago, 3-0 in the Big Brain Bouts. I think that's the only time he played, but if I'm wrong, please correct me. Top left side, Alp 2-0, the Flying Dutchman himself, representing the Shopify Rebellion. This is Harstem. Spirit is in game 1 on OSC. Okay. So Nightmare defeated Arrowfire, right? And how many times did Arrowfire trigger Robo? And how on earth did Nightmare survive? That's what I want to know. I don't know why I keep picking up this empty glass. This has been happening for an hour. The glass is empty, guys. I keep trying to imagine a world where it gets magically filled up, but it hasn't happened. Arrowfire Nightmare was a series 3-2. How many 3-gate robos though? That's what I want to know. Babylon, guys. We saw this map earlier. I think this map is, I guess, slightly smaller than some of the other crazy big maps, but it still feels like... Am I crazy, or do they all feel kind of big, man? And I love it, because I am sick and tired of these tiny waterfall inside and out maps. But even if this is supposed to be one of the smaller maps, it's pretty big, no? Like, I feel like this is not 3 creep tumors, and creep is at the bottom of my third. It's gonna take at least 5, guys. These Zergs are really gonna have to step up the game. It's Curious Mind size. But I feel like it's harder to travel to the other side of the map than it was in Curious Minds. Okay, nice micro on the adepts by the captain. 1 SCV, 1 Marine falling so far. And we are going back to the opening. Well, not really. Actually, we haven't really opened straight up Blink yet in this series. Game 1 was DTs, game 2 was Phoenix. Altitude, by the way, has to be like the best Phoenix map ever. Even though sometimes when a map is like ultra big, Phoenix can also suck. Because the Phoenixes, if they show up on the other side of the map and your opponent was already waiting with a Widowmine drop, then it's very hard to get them back in time. And you only have 1 recall every couple minutes, but it feels like a dream map for Phoenix, especially with Zelnaga Watchtowers as well. Feels that Spirit is doing a big game special over here. A tank, a medevac, Marines, Widowmine. I mean, this has all the ingredients for a pretty good game, if you ask me. 1 low HP adept was going to scout for the captain, and he now gets the heads up that there is a little army heading his way. Blink is 75-80% done. I don't even know where you're supposed to take your third base as a Protoss. I guess you can just do both. Okay, I have no idea why SCVs are leading the charge. Widowmine! Blink not done yet! Blink not done yet! Losing a stock. Ooh, that's big. And here's the medevac. Here's the tank. Oh, yes. This right here has the ingredients for a pretty good game. I mean, it's only a tank, though. It's a very quick tank. Like, if Spirit can just keep this army alive until tank number 2 shows up, that's where it gets very scary. But 1 tank, and again, losing that Pino at the gateway would be kind of problematic. This is tough. Harstem is enjoying an 8-worker lead. Okay, he has blinked a couple of stalkers outside, and he's gonna try to blink into the dead zone of this tank. You need to move it a bit closer then, and he does. Gets the tank, but pays a pretty hefty price. Pick up a Marine and use boost. Okay, no. Spirit is like, nope, I'm gonna get it later. This actually works out. This is way better. I was thinking of the fancy kill on the stalker, but this is actually way better. As he gets 2 stalkers that were full on HP, the medevac will finally get picked off. But now Harstem is not just losing stalkers, he's gonna end up losing probes as well. That medevac lived for so long, by the way. And just like that, the captain... I feel like that's a bit early, no? Like, I know it's a lot of damage. It's bad. The robo's unpowered. Did he already see the banshee or something? But I'm surprised that he left there. It is kind of GG. Don't get me wrong, guys. It is GG. But it's GG for something that I feel like he can't possibly know yet. Because I don't think he knew about the Cloak Banshee. But maybe he felt it was... I don't know. I feel that's a bit early, no? Like, it is over, don't get me wrong. Because this Banshee is going to show up in the main base. No shield battery, cloak, robo unpowered. Okay, we actually have an observer. I don't know. I think it's a little bit early. I'm surprised. I don't know if that game was all that good. Yeah, probably because he was... like, if that was game 5, he probably wouldn't do it. But, you know, still, you get $100 for winning this best of 5. Yeah, I don't know. Match point. I would have liked to see him try a bit harder. But the captain does what the captain does. It was obviously not the prettiest defense. That one HeroMarine blowing up a stalker, I think, makes a very big difference in defending a push like that. Yeah, I'm surprised. I am a tiny bit surprised. Hey, more games for us. We'll take it. Game 4 will be played on Gresvan. Also, a pretty big map, guys. Pretty big. All these maps are pretty big. India is in. Let's just go ahead and fire it up then. Yeah, the map is pretty. Nice flowers, nice colors in the center of the map. All of that is looking pretty good. I think all the maps look good. But that's all. That could also just be like recency bias, right? Where you're sick and tired of looking at the same maps for as long as you did. And then when you look at 7 new maps, you're like, oh my god, they're all so pretty. Maybe in like 4 or 5 months, I will really hate the way that 1 or 2 of the maps look. But at the moment, I like looking at all of them. And I do really like the size of them.
Round 4. Fight.
Small is beautiful, but I don't need 5 small maps in my 7 map pool. 7 map? Whatever. 5 out of 7 don't need to be small. You guys know what I mean. In the top left side of Gresvan, we are looking at the main base of our Polish Terran, who's currently duking it out with Nightmare as well. But earlier, today, around 6 PM, he played this best of 5 against the captain. Can he bring it back and send it to a game 5? No 3-0, by the way. Let's go. Kind of forgot about celebrating that one. This is Skyzy Gaming's Spirit. Bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of the Flying Dutchman representing the Shopify Rebellion. Our YouTube content creator, commentator, pro gamer, and soon to be married man, guys. Give it up for Harstem. I don't know when the wedding is, but I have the feeling it's going to be sometime soon. Give or take 6 months. Somewhere in the summer. That's what I'm feeling. Are you invited, Roddy? I hope so. I don't know if they've already sent out their invites. I don't know. But if they have, then I'm not. I think there's a good chance I'll get invited. I think it really depends what kind of a wedding it is, right? Like, I'm not ultra close to Irene and Harstem, but I do really like them. We get along well. We always talk at events. And like, if it's just a wedding for family and real-life friends, then I'm obviously not going to be invited. But if they invite a bunch of the StarCraft guys, then I do think there's a good chance that I'll get a cheeky invite. I hope so, at least. And I would come. Be fun. I love Kev. I love Irene, so if they want me to be there, I will absolutely be there. No. I feel like you should never ask somebody if they're going to invite you, because that's really fucked up. They kind of put them on the spot. Because imagine if it was their plan to not invite you and you confront them with it. They're like, no, you're not invited, Roddy, but Lambo is. It's like, oh, man, that sucks, you know. What if it's on a Monday night? Yeah, then I'm not going. We never skip a Monday, guys. I wouldn't skip a Monday for my own wedding. Who would you take as your +1? Vicky, of course. If Vicky is still around, but that's definitely the plan. You never know. But I think if I answer anything else other than Vicky, she will not be very happy with me. Think you could officiate a wedding? I don't know if that's my strongest suit. You never know, but... Heli and Reaper are going to duke it out with an Adept, guys. Heli and dies, but the Adept dies as well. 2 Reapers still full on HP. 2 Reapers have a lot of potential, especially if they hop into the main base. Nice grenade. I like that grenade. That is a big brain grenade. It pushes the Adept out of position. One Reaper does fall. That really makes a big difference, because it doesn't matter if these Reapers have 1 HP or 60 HP. If 2 of them make it into the main base and the Adept is still here, then these probes would have been in trouble. So it's a very important little fact there for Harstem that he got the final hit off. It's funny that in game 1 he went quick DTs, game 2 he went Phoenix, game 3, the only game he lost so far, he went Blink Stalkers, but in game 4 he once more goes Blink Stalkers. Reapers always get another probe, don't they? Just when you think they're done, they get one more. Haven't seen Spirit do too many armory drops lately, guys. Is he saving it for Katowice? How's he doing with the points? Is Spirit making it to Katowice? I'm actually not even sure yet. I guess not, right? Because it hasn't been the best year. It's not been the worst year. Maybe open bracket? How's Spirit doing with Katowice, guys? He made it? Okay. Then he's definitely saving all the armory build. Yeah, round of 36. I know it was not group stage, but... Well, then we are definitely going to see some armory builds at Katowice, guys. I know Spirit and his big brain pretty well at this point. That man is going to sit on these builds for like 3 months. And it's going to be non-stop Cloak Widowmine drops in Poland. For us, Raven of the best of 5. There's one Adept very casually shades into the main base of our Terran. It's stuck, but it could kill an SCV. It will kill an SCV. Could kill nothing else. We had one more scouting SCV for Spirit. I think maybe trying to see if Harstem was going up to 3 bases somewhere. Kinda cool that he was waiting with the Widowmine drop. I see potential here, guys. Second SCV got picked up. That was obviously the one in the center of the map. A lot of surface area here in the main base. Stim, a little exposed, but tank, bunker, Raven. Feels like a good setup. Oh, Widowmines! Widowmines! The captain's paying attention. Stalkers! Okay, okay, I'm gonna just take a look at the Stalkers, guys. Sorry, there's 2 things happening right now. But this is not a good blink. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what's that? Up 2-0 and everything was going his way. And in the time span of literally 4 minutes of gaming, I feel like it just completely fell apart. Harstem with a very questionable blink. Spirit would absolutely qualify this as a pretty good game, but... Oh my goodness, what did the captain see there, guys? I guess he didn't see this tank, right? But even if he didn't see this tank, that would not have been a great blink. Let's just take another look at that. So he knows that the Widowmine drop is happening, and he probably is like, if you're Widowmine dropping me, you don't have too much at home. So he blinks across and he kills the tank, but I guess he didn't see this tank before. I have no idea. This is a lot of bio. It's also very weird to commit that hard when you're going up to 3 bases, right? I feel like the best Blink Stalker players, they tread a very fine line on staying on 2 bases, warping in Stalkers non-stop, finding damage, or they just kind of poke and make sure they don't lose a single Stalker while going up to 3. You don't often see the just gonna send it kind of blinks while going up to 3 bases and potentially losing all your Stalkers. Yeah, it seems like the blink builds are not quite working out. That does mean that we are, for the 2nd time tonight, heading into a game 5. Pretty good games so far, guys. I love it. Final game will be played on Dragon Skills. I hope we don't see the Twilight. I feel like Kev played really good with the Phoenix as well, because that was actually a hard game to win, I think, at one point. But he won it. So why not give us some more Phoenix? Where is that soundbite from? I'm not sure. Somebody sent it to me. Somebody, maybe Yo made it? Maybe Executor has the answer to the question. I don't have the answer to it, but maybe Executor does. Alright guys, game 5. Our final game before we can get ready for the main event of the evening. And that is the Battle of the Max. Will the real Max please stand up? Max Angel versus MaxPax. I think that's going to be a really good PvP. It does have potential for a very short series, and I hope that's not the case. A little bit risky, but I think it's a banger of a PvP, so I'm excited for it. It's going to be live, obviously, and we'll see how that one plays out.
Final round, fight!
In the top left side of one of the new maps, well, all seven of them are new. We are looking at the main base of our Polish Terran. He was down 0-2, but he brought it back in Game 3 and Game 4 with some, well, I guess aggression in Game 3 and mild aggression with a lot of defense in Game 4. Kaizi Gaming's spirit. I have to admit, it felt almost more, and I hate doing this because it feels like you take away from the victory, but I felt more that Harstem lost Game 3 and 4 than that Spirit really won it. Especially Game 4. Like Game 3 you can maybe say like, okay, Spirit obviously had some good moves. The Widowmine shot was big. Nice movement with the Marines. But Game 4 it almost felt like that was handed to him. Yeah, what do I know, guys? I'm just an old man who talks into a microphone. In the bottom right side of Dragon Skills, we are looking at the main base of the man who was up 2-0, representing the Shopify Rebellion, the Flying Dutchman. This is Harstem, who probably has not played a lot of games on these maps, guys, because he did just spend bare minimum 10 days, but maybe like 2 full weeks in South Korea. I don't think he was playing any StarCraft there. I think he was just having a good old time visiting family. That really depends, Vensker, if MaxPax and Australia are ready. I told them 9 p.m., right? So if they are not ready before 9 p.m., I can't blame them. I have never been so far ahead of schedule that I had to worry about it. And I mean, we only have 25 minutes to go, so I don't think we're going to have too much of a break, but maybe like a 5 to 10 minute break, who knows. Bunker going up in the natural. When you get sad, just think about your win against Vindicta. I am not sad at all. But a win against Vindicta has nothing to celebrate, mate. Those come on a daily basis. Sorry, Miguel. Vindicta should celebrate his wins against me, man. The real Max is ready. Hello, Australia. I'm happy to hear. Obviously, mate, feel free to veto with MaxPax whenever you want if you can find him. I'm just going to go ahead and focus a little bit on Game 5 and see how this series closes out. Once more, this was the only of the 4 best of 5s today that's not totally live. It was played 2 hours ago. But nobody knows the outcome other than Spirit, the Cowboy, and maybe Irene. Hello, Apodi. The real Max is a thing. Tonight we will find out who is the real Max. And the real Max is gonna stand up. Reaper SCV went down, and the bunker in the end, I don't think it really caused too many issues. So obviously a pretty good start for the Dutchman. Adept is gonna shade into the high ground immediately. Spirit is gonna settle for that probe, and now he's gonna try to kill the Adept. I don't know if he kills it here. I don't think he does, no. We lack the firepower, and the Adepts are pretty quick. At least the bunker will finish up though, so he's safe. Happy to see that Harstem is gonna give up on the Twilight Blink builds, because those didn't really work out for him. I guess this is supposed to be one of the smaller maps, right? Thank you, Mr. Mauer. Are you ready for some PvPs, Mr. Mauer? I hope you will be watching. Australia versus MaxPax. I think it's pretty good. I was actually thinking of asking you, but I feel like the last few times I ask you, I always ask you for PvP. So I didn't want to do it, but next week, Mr. Mauer, if you have an empty Friday, I think you know that I always love to have you. Thank you, Yo, for gifting a subby to Max. Widowmine Burrows in the main base. So, what I wanted to ask you guys before I saw Showtime rating us. This is supposed to be one of the smaller maps, right? Do you guys feel like this is a small map? Like, this feels big compared to Waterfall and Inside and Out. And I know I sound like a broken record, but this is a very big deal to me, because I got sick and tired of these games where Big Gabe kills everybody at minute 6. And I feel like it should be a lot harder on maps like this. Phoenix has lifted Widowmine as well. Pretty sweet start, I think, for Harstem. With Basilisk like a fire giant fight by ShoWTime. ShoWTime Ragnarok. The problem with Korean Shudder is that, and I had this problem with Scarlett as well, and that's why actually I just thought it was funny to stop by. I asked Scarlett if she wanted to play again, because last time she won, she obviously played great, so I'd love to have more Sasha. But yeah, she's in Korea right now, and that means that she has to play at like 4 or 5 or 6 a.m. And yeah, they need to have a very crazy sleep schedule or need to be very fanatic. And the last time I had somebody play at 6 a.m. it was Special, and Special got completely bought by Australia. And Australia is very good, But I still think that 6 a.m. is not the perfect time to really put on one hell of a show. What happened to Fjand? I don't know what happened to Fjand Multi. Cats played honestly very good. He displayed some great micro and also had a couple of proper big brain plays. Mining out mineral patches, sneaking roaches to the other side of the map, so... Observer is going to reveal the Widow Mine. Cats has played really good and yeah, it wasn't Fjand's night. Phoenixes are going to try to lift the Cyclone, but too much defensive firepower there. It's a lot of damage on one of the Phoenix. It's a good start for the captain though, right? 61 probes against 46 SCVs. +1 on the way. Extended thermal lens charge. I mean, this is big, man. 18 workers. This is actually one of these games where the Protoss hasn't lost a crazy amount of probes. Obviously, hasn't killed too many SCVs. Just clearly been non-stop chrono boost on the Nexus. We are looking at a 20 worker advantage in a game where Spirit only lost 3 SCVs. 20. That's big. Protoss players are like...
Cha-ching!
4 Phoenixes fly in, lift a Marine. No missile turret here. I would be so concerned that a couple of Widow Mines are hiding, but Harstem, I guess, is full of confidence. There are no Widow Mines because he already killed 1 or 2 mines. He killed 2 mines actually. And he knows that it was like Cyclone, and now he sees a tech lab for tanks. Harstem is kind of dominating this game, man. The Phoenix play of the captain. He's trying to be the real Dutch Kevin Phoenix player over here. I don't like it. Seems like they had a little bit of lag. I played against Pick 4 times in a competitive environment. And the score is 4-0 for me. Aligalek missed out on 2 of the series that we played. But I didn't. Elephant Brain remembers everything. I have 4 historic official series for money against Pick. And I'm 4-0. I think right now it'd be very close. But I'm still confident. I think it's just my style. I think Pick absolutely hates my style. I think, like, overall, Pick might actually be a better player than I am right now. But I think in head-to-head, I would still win. Because I think stylistically, he's not very good against the way that I play. War Prism double lock-on is in trouble. Harstem here with a pretty sweet, sexy engagement, if you ask me. Guardian Shield, Zealots, Archons, everything comes in from the left into the heart of the Terran army. And this game is honestly a disaster for Spirit. I know we've been memeing about pretty good games, but if we take a look at the units lost resource tab, it's 4,600 against 1,600. Game 5 is all the captain, guys. Shopify, Rebellions, Harstem. These are the desperation. How far behind am I scans? And apparently Spirit is like, you know what? It's not that bad. I'm like, well, I think it is that bad, mate. I think it is that bad. Cuckoo was convinced that Spirit was going to win. Because Spirit told us these were pretty good games. Well, maybe game 1 and game 2 had some potential, but game 5 really was all Harstem, man. That's complete domination from the very beginning, from the very end. Truly surprised that this game was as one-sided as it was, but the Phoenix play of the captain gets the job done. 3-2. Kudos to Spirit for saying that these were pretty good games. And he didn't even win, guys. A little round of applause to Spirit for that one. See, all of you guys think you exactly knew what was going to happen. You can never be certain. Alright, let's go ahead and settle this prediction. GG's. Choose prediction outcome. 60% believed in Spirit, 40%, despite the fact that these were pretty good games, still thought Harstem was going to get the job done. Harstem does get the job done here in the co-main event of the evening. This obviously means Harstem wins $100 and Spirit still gets $25 for playing. And that means we only have 1 more series to go. The first main event of the year 2023. BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. This is an absolute banger, guys. A certified banger. Who is the real Max? Will the real Max? No, we can't do that. But I want to do it. I can't do that either, I guess. I'll keep it simple. MaxPax versus Australia, best of 5 main event. Australia. Max. Angel. Damn it. Too many barcodes. MaxPax. Maximus. Pax. Maximus Max. That's the way we're gonna do it, guys. I love it. That right there is a great prediction. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break. What server are you guys playing on Australia? I'm very chill about this, but I guess the US East is the most fair, right? We just do US East for all 5. Rather do a Bruce Buffer main event of the evening? I'm gonna do my best, mate. NA East, yeah. These guys are super even, right? I think they are. In my eyes, and I love ShoWTime, I love Harstem, I love SKillous, but I think you can make a very valid case for these two being the 2 best Protoss players outside of Korea at the moment. Top 2 Protoss outside of Korea, and if you include Korea, I would say they're top 3. I'd say Hero, MaxPax, and Max Angel. With all the results over the last few months, I think they really deserve that. Like 1 home Surrey Cup could be a fluke, but 2 home Surrey Cups, Max Angel being that strong, and that means something. And MaxPax, obviously, he's getting love from Harstem in the chat. GG's, Kev. Well done. Sorry that it wasn't live. Took away a little bit of the fun, but good games. And I don't know about these Phoenix imitations that you're throwing out right now, but you're taking everything from me, Kev. First, I was a tall Dutch Kevin, and I was the best Kevin. Then I was no longer the tallest. I was no longer the best, and now he's also trying to become the best Phoenix player. Harstem just wants it all, but GG's, mate. He plays well. I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, and after that, I'll be back for MaxPax versus Australia. It's going to be good. Can't wait. See you guys soon.